Good morning, viewers, and welcome to Salone Morning Discoveries. Me, na Asana Tulabel Sila. 1981, inside September, the United Nations General Assembly has been come together and choose this particular day for celebrate World Peace Day, and that's be happening September 21. And the theme we then choose for this particular year say stop racism and build peace. And we see different themes themselves way Salone self been choose. Well, CPS when Civil Peace Network, Civil Peace Service Network been choose the theme Stop Election Violence and Build Peace. And the national theme for the country been say Stop Tribalism and Build Peace. Well, for can't talk about this peace business, this International Day of Peace, we get Madam Adenike Cole, where happen for be the National Coordinator for Civil Peace Service for Bread for the World Salone CPS. Ego can't tell we small thing about the organization. Ego can't tell we small thing about the organization or network and how they self done the work now different parts then of the country for ensure say Salone and Salone people enjoy the peace where we all supposed for enjoy. Madam Adenike, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Asana. Good morning, viewers.
So take me through on a network.
Bread for the World Civil Peace Service Network. Now, a network was established after the war in 2002, and basically it's based in Germany. The founders are from Germany, the partnership established. And Germany as a country then believes, say, therefore prevent any carry go back to war or violence. And so they get what they call civil peace service, wherein they send people, the masters, people to different organizations for can work so that they use their energies positively. So, for instance, you get young people who can train them, we go able to improve on how they go able for their skills so that they don't go use their time negatively. So, the time them for take for go fight and for go power war, they go learn how to get a skill, where they will put into practice, and then go able for feed themselves and their family. And so Germany get three organizations through which they will do this civil peace service. That is where they use for send master service people for Bread for the World now one. You get Adiamondo, Bread for the World now more or less the Protestants, they're all not church based, or most of them are church based. Bread for the World now for the Protestant churches. You get Adiamondo, we get for the Catholic, and you get GIZ. But for Salone, now Bread for the World and Adiamondo, no more they do civil peace service. So most of them can be Germans or Europeans when they work with the partner organizations. Me and one of the two national coordinators of Bread for the World and Salone, and we get 11 partners where we work with.
11 partners within Sierra Leone?
Within Sierra Leone, where then are partners of Bread for the World, but within the CPS network. So then 11 partners, and every one of them gets the ability or the possibility for getting seconded personnel. For get one, either European, in most of the case, with service something where the institution need, where it can support. Some of the institutions there, so that they work on different things. For instance, we get the Sierra Leone Adult Education Association, SLADIA, where they therefore do with adult literacy. They self get one seconded personnel where you work with the young people there, where don't get the opportunity for go school, but even as adults, and they try for get skills where they go do things there for them to put food on the table.
Okay, within the 11 partners there we they work with, we know like up country, we know say issues can come like during the rain season or dry season. You get farmers them, you get cattle yara them, and we can have jamot we can happen within them kind people and they get any partner within this on our network. We don't there for the bridge peace between them two set of people there.
Yes, that is just one of the instances where we can even people for intervening. Like I say, out of the 11, they get different thematic areas where they work on. So we even get more than one. And most of the organizations that we work with are membership organizations. So which means they get a secretariat in Freetown, but they get membership structures in different parts of the country. So more or less, to a very large extent, we say we get a national face as a network. So back to your question specifically, we get like a madam, we're based na McKinney. We got also Silnof, which is the Sierra Leone network on the right to food. We get Future in our hands. Then also they work on issues related to agriculture, and they're based on McKinney. So they can then serve. Of recent, we do an intervention with, as you mentioned, cattle rearers and farmers, where the blame game they happen when the cattle rearers, they say farmers in the kill we cow them. Then the farmers, and they say the cow then they eat with crops them, but then we able for take a do no harm approach with them partners and go and try for understand what it exactly. And instead of we seeing that it's either the cattle rearers or the farmers, we realize another sector or another arm of people in the way getting people to get for look into the situation, that is the landowners. Because the issue is about scarcity of land. Land not do, they all want land. Cattle rearers want land for make warre, for put men in cow and in goats. The one that when they found themselves one land for plants and crops. So in the process, the landowners, it just a near. So and in the process challenges them. So these are some of the interventions there. So where we membership within the network, they look at anything whether a threat to peace that the community will come. Sometimes we even look at the homes and then the specific institutions within the different constituents, because of all man they will concern. So Usa in the work based on your kind of intervention, and they look there because you get like a YMC where they deal with the young people. Okay. And if they deal with the young people, you get to look at their home say, because now from waiting they put at the medical the community, where we take to the level of the country, so they can go and try for Usa they come off from and try for mentor them and coach them so they will be responsible citizens.
Okay, talking about young people, and you don't make mention about young people and how not on the help for intervene within the provinces. Now we can have Freetown. Some people can get conflict within themselves, they can get within the community. Or not get any organization or any institution within their own partners there. So we go use song for preach peace, we go use drama, or we go use any form of advocacy for ensure say they're able for preach peace according to on a mandate.
Absolutely. Like first of all, like when you talk about the issue of community engagement, awareness raising, mediation or whatever, with the theater aspect, Freetown players are one of we partners there, and then they really go down. It's a word I don't like to use. I like to say grassroots, but to the people in that form, where the basic, possible, because say grass they say the good about. They for me, we emphasize the person how long we are not look like but then they go to the ordinary man, we say no go school, you don't understand, and able for through entertainment in educator, which is one can call entertainment. So then they use that approach. We also get Council of Churches, when a CCSL, when a one of very strong partners, and then an umbrella organization of churches, and then different churches, their denominations, we're part of them. And Council of Churches CCSL gets a very close tie with the Islamic community, because they also come together to form inter-religious council. So whatever we do with them, they stay with the Christian community, and also they go to the other faith, when Muslim brothers and sisters. And so what happens then? They say they use the pulpit. I don't say we get what we call Catholic, but majority of it, you pray, you go to church. So one way or the other, we go able for reach you. If we not get you in a mosque, we'll get you in a church. If we not get you in a Freetown players, we'll get you in a market.
Okay, quickly before we go for we break and come back, you don't talk different roles there where different institutions they play for preach peace. Some is still no one for listening to drama, no get time for listening to music. But people then believe on radio, because radio na the traditional means for get accurate and correct information. On again the radio partner we on they work with, one don't they use for send out their own information there so.
Absolutely. Culture radio is also one of main partners then. And culturally, you instead of getting networks then they're part of Connect, we get a number of community radio stations, and we can try as best as possible, sometimes for simulcast with radio programs and events. So we have many more people in the able for listen and get the message. Because sometimes when you get the event, you get a minimal number of people that really within the enclosed area, the hall or whatever. But it is only the media where they take up beyond. And even beyond the traditional media setting, we got organizations there where they're very active in the aspect of the present trend of social media. So events themselves also they do a lot of vox pop, a lot of live streaming, because the young people, when our society's treasured assets, we are hope for Bambai. Most of them they listen the traditional radio, then they follow the Facebook, the Instagram, the WhatsApp, and you younger people, the social media, the present trend. So we also try to catch them wherever they are.
All right, in name na Madam Adenike Cole, the National Coordinator for Civil Peace Service for Bread for the World Salone, where people can call CPS Network. Well, viewers, we go come back, we'll go for a short break.
I am going to forgive her on this one. But the next time this repeats itself, then it means that you are no longer useful to me anymore.
Make sure I am protected.
Don't worry. You are safe.
How much do you want to stay off the door?
It's only a fool that can think that I can trade my love for a chicken change.
What is wrong with you?
I am really worried.
Are you here to complete the job?
I am not aware of him having issues.
Chinio is not changing.
Those are what makes a man. What do you think a woman needs from a man?
Why would you get yourself involved with a shoemaker?
He's not a shoemaker. He's a student just like us. Don't touch my skin with your filthy hand.
I was a qualifying year student at the university.
That useless daughter of yours, where is she?
Chief.
Bring her out! Bring her out!
Why are you after me? Why are you barking at everyone close to me as if you are my dog?
Please take it easy. Calm down and tell me what she has done wrong.
Just shut up!
How can you be so careless? What is wrong with you? I'm sorry, you're bringing yourself into this fight, right?
He's after my son.
It is disrespectful to me.
Warn your son. So stay away from her.
There should be no problem.
No need to worry in this case.
So you're in this as take it easy.
Take it easy! Take it easy!
What is wrong with you? Huh? Are you mad?
I'm doing my work here.
Now we not the fire, we the follow the smoke. The iron we know they burn or they broke. I be they talk and then they facing a joke. Me money and me power, no they tire for work. Give me.
Welcome back, viewers, to Salone KID-AFAN Morning Discoveries. Me, na Asanatola Sila, and with me in the studio this morning, I get Madam Adenike Cole, we happen for be the National Coordinator for Civil Peace Service for Bread for the World Salone, where people can call CPS Network. Well, Madam Cole, how on our network we celebrate this particular International Day of Peace?
Every year, when it comes to International Day of Peace, we did join on with the sister organization. Remember, I need to mention Agamondo, Sina Bread for the World, and Agamondo, the Civil Peace Service Networks in this country. So every year we come together because we are both from the same father, BMZ, based in Germany. And so this year, like any other year, we can get planning meetings. And we come together, the different partner organizations, so both networks, they come together. And we look at the global thing and try for, like a way to contextualize and look at within the local setting and see if it fits real setting. If you not too fit to be uncertain, we then look at what we call emerging issues, problem the way they around, where they vet in peace, and we use that as a campaign. And so for this year, since we did already in the second phase of the registration, we are working towards elections. If you give people a platform, you know they talk long if you know the election business kind of sign. And so we analyze all the things that happen of recent by-elections. And we basically say, beaucoup scarce they be when directly linked to elections. And so as two civil peace service networks, Bread for the World and Again, we decided forget the theme, stop elections violence, build peace. Basically, the message we send is that as a citizen, you have a right for go through the process. So register, you go vote, whether you want to vote for monkey if na monkey stand, babu if na babu stand. But if you vote for monkey, vote for babu, that's not for create violence, enough for peacelessness in the society. Salone commemorates 20 years after the war was declared over, January 18 this year. And so we may not promise ourselves say never again. So what will be passed, not for passing. And we go through the TRC, the Total Reconciliation Commission. And some of the things that we mean flag as causes of the war. It's difficult to say they are evident in our community. We see them. So now we don't pretend like say we don't know say they happen. When they happen and people have the back their eyelids, it leads to war. And we will not tell them say no matter what, never again. Now we get a lot of reforms, a lot of infrastructure development, a lot of things what they will work over the 20 years. So we are raising the flag as civil peace service networks for saying every Sierra Leonean, you have a responsibility for make sure say elections are peaceful.
So other than the people that want to be targeted during the celebration, yeah, so
all man, as long as we are Sierra Leonean.
How want to be celebrating?
We had a panel discussion. First of all, prior to the panel discussion, because we don't make all things, we don't commercialize all things. All things now for money, and we have limited amount of money available. So what do we do? At national level, every region we engage in radio programs. Freetown has developed a jingle for us. And we did one major event where we bring all the partners in together and other stakeholders on the 21st, who will do that City Council Auditorium, and that was a panel discussion. We decided to say, let me put politicians at the platform, give them the panel. Because when I talk to them in the AFAN campaign, that's why. Let me bring people the way we are mostly affected. Either are the perpetrators or the victims, and we come by elections, they get a role for play. Now we put them in the panel. So we have the representatives from Sierra Leone Market Women Association. When trouble will be at home, whether not to election or not to, woman they will say no, they will say. And most of them are hand to mouth every day, give us their daily bread, 9 in the paper. So we have them. We may invite bike riders, but unfortunately not in car. And the reason why we call them, you know no more. If you get encountered one bike man, quick they don't get up by you. They say get a roll they keep playing. So if they do it positively, it will fight for me. We have National Elections Watch, which is a coalition of over 300 civil society organizations where they monitor and observe elections. And now one of the elections observation and monitoring body where they get representative that every polling station so they were represented. We also need a National Commission for Democracy, because when we talk about elections, again for the democracy, and then say as a government entity and get a rule for play. So we also get it. Then we're not going to only utilize them, because in all of this, now we young people them, the one they will get the energy for faith. We will get the energy when instead of they use a positive, they can use it otherwise. We get the chairman for Black Street.
Okay.
So it's self-media on the panel. So then people there so that they will make that talk. What do we do with the politicians there? We don't get prior interviews with them on the Vox Pop.
Because that's be one be my next question. What I will actually say, I want to be able to involve the politicians for pass on the message, because now then the people they vote for the people they want to go talk to. Now then they vote for.
So then they are record, because we have to get to account of that commitment, that piece.
So how impactful or successful on have been things this particular engagement on have been get with different bodies there where you don't mention so be.
You know, when it comes to public education, when it comes to our awareness, me I like now. It trouble with me that really did that one. I like now 5%. And for me, it's impactful because that 5 they come on at 5 homes, they come on at 5 community, 5 church or either church or mosque. And once you charge them with the responsibility of waiting with market for cascade for pass information from one level to the other, at issue, you might not get the entire population we want, but you don't reach out. So we targeted 150 people within the hall because there are other budgeting implications. We don't get the 150, but to me, they say Uda for everybody would area, Uda for the area, and we have the media in the hall. We will amplify. And don't forget, these networks, they comprise of institutions, and each of the institutions are a constituent. So because Peace Day is a short project, it's a one-day event, you know they go do beginner intervention, you left out. So these institutions, they take the responsibility for incorporating some of them here in the everyday work and follow.
All right, as a network, what are some of the challenges that we on the face?
Well, basically, like I mentioned, everything is commercialized. Until you want to do now money, if you want to do something on a cost-effective way, get challenged. So you realize that this is a threat to peace. It's something the network people can intervene with, because if they don't have the resources, if they want the way for giving the resources, they're limited, and it don't know. So you get a challenging for them. Even as individuals, we really come together and say we can support this intervention. But looking at the context, looking at the challenges that we have as a country, as a network, we still have gaps. Because first of all, we not get like enough institutions where they work on gender. Because for saying issues around gender is something very crucial, and we cannot work in isolation, really in the family, because each time we really not for just mention about the issue of involving men and women, but actually getting it operationalized in practices. So institutions really take the lead on that. We don't have enough. We get some way in the kind of small, but get like men engaged. Yeah, we then among them. But they don't challenge that for saying we should have women really as powerful in everything we do. In all of this, sometimes people they can be so much. It's possibly makes peculiar case. Not to crazy case, but it just needs some kind of psychosocial support. With all abilities, capabilities, they're different. Something that happen when they be able to shock and they're able for brace myself and move on with that. Somebody, you know, will eat, you know, will sleep in. But in all of that, you need some of psychosocial support for accompanying. That is also a big challenge because that is also a gap within the networks, the thematic areas. And last but not least, we don't get any institution within the network that works on issue of governance. So these are challenges. So in the final thing, they emerge from governance issue, lack of psychosocial support, and other gender issues when they threaten with peace. But you know they get an institution where will take up the venture and the others and support, and you don't want to reinvent the wheel. So how will they come some of the challenges there? We go to the second level of cooperation, which is our sister Agiamondo. So if we look amongst ourselves, we will get in terms of enhancing the cooperation, we go say, okay, Agiamondo, you get person when they work on this, you say, okay, it's just a peace commission, then they do this, they will complement that level.
All right, the approach we national election come June 24, 2023, and honor on the work stronger one for peace business in the country. And the theme we wanna choose for this year International Day of Peace say stop election violence and build peace. So what thing will be your message where you go want for send ahead of the elections to the government and young people? And because most times anything where they happen in any country now young people are we can see before positive, negative, we always they see the young people and they before. Whose message you go on for pass to them?
The message you want to pass to every other Sierra Leonean is for saying that peace starts with you. The responsibility is not solely on the hands of government. It is that everybody in hand, every one of us gets a responsibility. For some of we're old enough women, they through the war, we know what we suffered. And that experience, I don't want to know it's all past. I don't want to know that. No pull up a story, no want to see about movie, when I read a book, then it's okay. It's okay. You don't find out that experience. Because when you go into violence, you are always a loser. You are always, you not gain anything. And the experience of the one tells us that at the end of the way, it's ended on the table. So the issue of using arms, small arms, let it be, I don't even say to the BRS minimum, let it be 0. So every Sierra Leonean, do what you feel say right. To the government, God nine the power, God nine the choose leader. Like the songwriter say that God is one of people the other one. Now God knows how you plans, so now they put you there. Even if you try everything humanly possible, if it is not the will of God, you will never get there. You have a right to believe it or you don't believe it. But the responsibility, let us be known for something good. When you travel, you say Sierra Leone, you say, oh, the consequences of the bites, we want to get now, but what because they get begin, or also they chop off limbs. Let me get good stories, good references, but Salone. It is not impossible. We can do it. And the only possibility for one, like you and me. So let us go into elections peacefully. You register, you obey. You serve when a police or state institution, no say you serve as citizen, and if it had been the other way around, no treat you properly. So let me do things right. Let's apply the golden rule. Do to others what you want others to do to you.
All right, plenty thank you to you, Madam Adenike Cole, the National Coordinator for Civil Peace Service Network for Bread for the World Salone, CPS. For where you take your time for can talk to we today, but wait on organization don't they do and the importance of peace in the country. Well, and so I go on for say plenty thank you to you, if we don't watch we all this while. Plenty thank you also to the camera crew and plenty thank you to the executive producer when our Dr. Aisatu Kake Jalo. But before I go, remember say we get from Madam Adenike Cole say you are a loser or go become a loser when you involved in violence. So stay off violence and be peaceful. So we're gonna meet back for another edition. Nasa go on for say Tata and me na Asana Tulabel Sila.